Hi, and welcome back to Thought for Your Penny. I'm Brian Penny, your resident ghostwriter, and today we're going to be interviewing some of the contestants from The Voice. The Voice is a singing competition show on NBC where hopefuls get on stage and perform for four music industry veterans. This year's judges are John Legend, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani, and Kelly Clarkson. We're going to be interviewing a few of the contestants from each team and putting them in each video, so if you want to see the rest of them, check the comments below for the links. In this video, we're going to be talking to the contestants on Team Kelly. We're going to start with Eli Zamora. Eli, tell everybody about yourself.
My name is Eli Zamora, and I am from El Paso, Texas.
Well, you're certainly a man of few words. Could you tell us maybe a little bit more about why you're auditioning for The Voice?
I want to audition for The Voice because I've been trying to get on the show for a while now. I think this is my fourth time auditioning, and this is the biggest platform you can go as a singer, and I think the fact that I'm going to be on the show representing my Latino community is going to be a dream come true for me.
Oh, that's awesome. You're Latino. I'm actually from a border town, Sierra Vista, Arizona, so we have a lot in common. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
My hometown is a border city, El Paso, Texas, and Ciudad Juarez. I actually grew up half of my childhood in Mexico and half of my childhood in the U.S., so I am definitely grew up in a bicultural city, learning from both cultures and embracing both cultures. There's everyone rooting for me, all my entire family. My dad's a singer. He grew up singing in church, and I think he's living through me, through this experience I'm gonna have, and the fact that they're so proud of me, I think it's just gonna be a life-changing event for all of us.
Nice. It's definitely a life-changing experience getting on screen. So what was it like filming during the coronavirus pandemic?
Oh my god, going through production on a pandemic is insane. I remember when we got there, we had to do 2 weeks of quarantine. We had to stay in our room the whole time, and we have plexiglass all over, and we had to take COVID tests every 2 days. And I think production did a very good job of keeping us safe, but definitely it was a learning experience for them. It was a learning experience for us. But at the end of the day, music is what connects us, and the fact that music got us all together, and we do it for the love for the music. I hope it translates and the audience enjoys it.
I'm sure the audience is going to enjoy it. So tell us a little bit more about your journey to get here.
My singing journey has been very different from everyone. I didn't grow up loving music. I actually grew up kind of like neglecting it. My whole entire family sings, so for me, I was the cool kid by not doing music. And my dad would always force me to do it, and he would always be like, you have to sing and you have to do this. And it wasn't until I was 15 years old where I sang on a high school Mother's Day. And I sang for my grandma, and that was the first time that everyone heard me sing. And that moment, that lighting, and just that special moment it was a life-changing event for me. That's where I decided to do music for the rest of my life. I auditioned for like 10 different music schools. I ended up getting a scholarship for Berklee College of Music, and did 4 years. I graduated with my undergraduate degrees in music. I was the first, actually, college graduate from my family, so that alone was the biggest accomplishment I had. And now I sing in casinos, I sing at events, I sing at weddings, and everywhere I can go and I can sing, I'll do.
It's definitely a great journey that you took to get here. Tell us a little bit more about your singing style.
My singing style is definitely a representation of the Mexican American. I am very influenced with my roots, with my Mexican roots, and I'm very influenced with, to all the culture I've learned here from music. And I think adapting and embracing both is what really, it equals to what my singing style. I love to sing in Spanglish, I love to sing in English, I love to sing in Spanish, and just a mixture of both, and really grow from it, and to emote. I'm a very emotional guy, and I think it translates when I sing.
I could definitely appreciate that. I'm sure Kelly Clarkson did too. So what was it like working with her?
Being on Team Kelly is probably the biggest dream come true. Ever since she got on the show, I was like, Team Kelly, there was no other option for me. Like, no other option since the beginning. And the fact when she turned and I just saw her, I like kind of panicked for a second, and I was like, oh my god, it's Kelly Clarkson. I've been admiring her ever since she started her journey, and I think she came from a very similar background for me. And the fact that she's been through what we're going through, and the fact that she's such an emotional singer, and she really cares for music, and I think it translates. When you hear Kelly Clarkson sing, you feel it, and I think that's the biggest blessing to be as a singer. And I hope when people hear me sing, they can really get me and understand me, have a feeling towards music.
It's great that you have such love for Kelly. So, is she one of your musical influences? Who else do you have?
And musically speaking, I am very influenced by Juan Gabriel, which is actually my blind audition. He's the biggest Mexican legend there is, and my biggest inspiration. If I can be 25% successful as him, I will be more than delighted to be.
Awesome. I can truly appreciate that, respect that. So, what are you hoping to get out of this?
I think I would like to challenge myself by going outside the box a bit. I'm so used to singing ballads. I am a very romantic and like sad songs, and like that's what I do. It's my forte. It's what I love to sing. But I think it'll be really fun to sing something outside that, and like sing something fun, sing something with movement that has more of a show performance type of thing. And I think the voice is definitely gonna help me do that and grow on that. And I'm just so excited to see it. I'm so excited the transformation I'm gonna have from the beginning to the end. And I just hope you guys enjoy it as well.
Definitely. And so, what does it mean to you to win The Voice?
To win The Voice will be a dream come true, not only for me, but for hundreds and thousands of Hispanics that watch the show, that dream to be on the show. I'm the only Hispanic on the show this season, and that fact alone, I think, means everything, that I was one of the chosen ones. I just hope I make them proud. I hope they see through me and they see all the work and dedication it takes to be there. And when you're there, just embrace it and be proud of who you are. It will take you far. The fact that after all these years, I actually got into the show for being myself, and for singing what I sing and doing for what I love. And never change who you are for anything. And I think I'm gonna be the proven of that once you see me on the show.
Well, you've certainly got the confidence, and I hope that gets you there. You've got some talent, too. We appreciate you stopping by to talk to us, Eli. Next, we're going to move on to Joseph Soul. Joseph, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, what's up? My name is Joseph Soul, and I'm originally from Hana, Maui, Hawaii, but I currently live and also grew up in Makakilo on the island of Oahu.
Oh, a fellow Hawaiian, I love you. So, why are you on The Voice?
I wanted to audition for The Voice because I feel like appearing on The Voice gives you exposure to such a larger amount of eyes and ears and hearts, and ultimately I sing because I want to bring peace and joy and happiness to other people, and of course because I love to sing. But ultimately I feel that I'm here to bring peace to people, and by appearing on The Voice I'll be able to touch more lives, and that's ultimately why I'm here.
That's really touching, but tell us a little bit more about your hometown.
My hometown is Hana, Maui, but I could also say it's Makakilo, Oahu, because I feel like I spent time equally in both towns, but ultimately my roots are planted in Hana, and out there I've got my dad, my brother, my sister, one of my sisters and her son, and a lot of my extended family, aunts and uncles and cousins, live out there, and they'll be rooting for me, and hopefully all of Hawaii will be rooting for me as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. So, what brought you to The Voice?
I play music for a living, and since the pandemic hit, we really haven't been able to gig full time, or at least make a living off of it. And so The Voice came at such an opportune time where I would have just been sitting home trying to figure out what kind of job am I going to go look for. So super thankful to be on the show.
I feel you on that, man. That's how I'm in this gig right now, too, trying to struggle to survive. So, what was it like? What was it like getting on the production of the set and everything?
Man, producing this season, I mean, it's my first time on any show like this, so I don't really have experience to pull from. But from what they told us, the protocols, I mean, we got tested for COVID 3 days a week. We had to wear N95 masks with a surgical mask on top of it whenever we had makeup or hair or wardrobe. And they were very diligent about making sure that we were wearing our masks. They kept us isolated when they felt they need to, or when they felt they needed to, and I think that was for the best.
That's awesome. It's great that you got here. So, like, tell us a little bit about the journey of like where it all started, how you got here.
My singing journey started a long, long time ago. The first time I ever performed in front of people, I actually signed myself up for a talent show at the local mall in Maui, and didn't even tell my parents. We were just there shopping, and I saw that they were having one, so I signed myself up and then went and told my parents. And then I had to figure out how I'm gonna perform a song, so I had to find an ukulele. So my dad called my uncle, who drove down and brought his ukulele for me to use. And then I performed and bombed. I did so horribly that the host told me not to quit my day job because I probably didn't have a future as a singer. And I don't blame him. Yeah, I was 10 years old, but I did horribly, and ultimately that kind of fueled the fire for me to get better at my craft. But right after that, I fell in love with DJing, and luckily had the opportunity to learn from an amazing family that specialized in DJing mobile DJing. So they would go and do graduation parties or birthday parties or weddings, and they were really, really, really good at what they did. And they taught me so much and built my foundation for me. So I'm forever thankful to the Tandell family.
It's always great to have family and friends that are there to support you and encourage you through your dreams. Not everybody actually has that. I'm really happy for you. So, how would you describe your style, your singing style?
My singing style, I would say, is mostly soul R&B, in terms of my voice and the way that I like to sing. But when it comes to the type of music that I like to sing, that is pretty broad. I mean, I just love to sing, really. So
Well, what's your favorite style to sing? What are you really looking forward to on the show?
I'm down to sing whatever. But in terms of my actual voice and the way that I move it, and I would say maybe my tone, it's probably really heavy R&B weighted, being that um, my biggest influences are more on the R&B side.
That's awesome. You got the R&B influence. So, what was it like working with Kelly?
She didn't turn for me until the very end, and it was her and Blake, and they turned at the exact same time, and that was pretty intense because I had thought I was going home because I had hit the moments in my song that I thought were my big moments, and they didn't turn. And so when they did turn, it was such a relief, and ultimately it was so relieving to see Kelly turn because she had been my first choice. And ultimately, I've been a huge fan of hers for many, many years, for decades, and she was a great coach. I still hold on to what she taught me.
Yeah, Kelly's definitely a great person. So, besides her, who are your influences?
So some of my favorite artists and artists that have influenced me are, of course, Usher, but really John Legend, Gwen Stefani, Kelly Clarkson, and Blake Shelton. But early on, in terms of like my own style and my tone and the way that I like to move my voice, I would have to say between Usher and John, and then Music Soul Child, Lauryn Hill, Dwele, Erica Badu, uh, and then even here in Hawaii, we've kind of got our own little music scene, and people like Fiji, Israel Kamakawiwo'ole, Del Beasley, um, who else? Damon Williams, J Bug. There's just a plethora of people out here that I've been looking up to for a long time. Lukella from the group Ekolu. Um, yeah, those are just a little handful of artists that inspire me, and I mean, but even like bands like Chicago, the Eagles, um, and then my all-time favorite band is a group called Cultura Profetica from Puerto Rico, and they sing in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish one bit, but they're literally my favorite band in the world, and I can listen to their music every day, any day.
It's quite an eclectic mix of artists there. I'm gonna have to look a few of them up myself. I was kind of listening with interest. That's a nice playlist. So, what do you think your biggest challenge is in this competition?
The biggest challenge for me is to overcome my anxiety on stage. I think it's been pointed out multiple times that it hinders my ability as a singer, and that if I was able to control my anxiety, that I could potentially be, have one of the better voices on the show.
I definitely feel you on that. I get anxiety too. I mean, it's not crippling to the point, but I mean, it can be sometimes. You have to fight it. It's mental health issues like that are a big thing, and I mean that right there is enough to get an audience to relate to you. What do you think it would mean to you if you won?
It would mean the entire world for me to win The Voice because of so many reasons. Ultimately, like the validation of, look, man, all the work that you've been putting on for 20 plus years, putting in for 20 plus years, it's worth it, you know, like hard work does pay off. You know, I've been a fan of The Voice since season 1 for the last 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years. I will start my day by going to The Voice's YouTube channel and watching people's blind auditions from previous seasons. And to think that, like, I was able to manifest that desire, that dream, into an actual position on The Voice, it's crazy. So to win The Voice would be it would be literally just the ultimate validation that I'm on the right path.
And, you know, I truly believe that you are. Being able to overcome everything that you have and get over here with you're clearly in love with music, and I really hope that you win. We're all rooting for you. Thanks, Joseph. We're going to move on. Last for Team Kelly, we've got Marissa Corvo. Marissa, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, this is Marissa Corvo from Staten Island, New York, and this is my little baby dog, Layla Rose.
That's adorable. You're so lucky. My cat, she'll show up every once in a while in the background here and there. Usually she's just trying to destroy everything. So tell us a little bit more about where you come from.
So in my hometown of Staten Island, New York, I have my mom, my dad, and my sisters, and my baby nephew, Grayson, and just my whole entire family, all my cousins and my aunts and uncles in New Jersey that are just totally rooting for me right now, and they're pulling for me. They know how long I've worked on this career and how grueling it's been and how tough it's been and how many no's I've gotten. So they are so happy for me, and they are so excited that I've gotten this far, and that this could be my moment, and this is my moment, and they are just so happy for me, and they're totally rooting me on right now.
That's awesome. It's great to have a good support system through your family. So tell us a bit about your singing style.
So my singing style is something I call power pop. It's kind of like if Celine Dion and Whitney Houston and Kelly Clarkson and Cher and Pink all sort of had a baby all together. Lady Gaga might be, and just soaring but vulnerable lyrics that are full of pain and emotion and passion and power. That's how I describe it.
Oh, that's cute. So what was it like working on The Voice?
So I'm on Team Kelly. What's up? We love Kelly. And man, when those chairs turned around for me, I was freaking out. I almost fell to my knees. Wow, it was, what a moment. I'll never, ever, ever forget it. Right, Layla?
Yeah, it was definitely a great moment. And bring us a little bit deeper into the that initial chair turn on the audition, the blind audition.
I had 3 chair turns, which was in and of itself like crazy that I even had a choice. I couldn't even believe it. I really even couldn't. And they waited till pretty much the end of the song, which was a little nerve-wracking, but I got the chair turn, so that's all that matters. And I had Gwen turn around first, then it was Blake, and then Kelly. And after I was done singing, we started to talk, and what Kelly had said to me really resonated with me. And I knew going in there, I had an open heart, but I knew going in there, like, I wanted to probably go with Kelly because of the similarities in our journeys and the similarities in our voices, and how what her inspirations were as a singer, and who she listened to and who I listened to. It was very similar, almost the same. So I felt like she would just get me as an artist and really develop me the best out of all the coaches in that room. So, and that's what she said to me. She's like, I want to help you feel the music. I want to help you, let go of all the perfect singing that you do and it's technically perfect and pitch perfect and all this, but I want you to like kind of just let the thought of all of that go and really feel what the music is all about and really like who you are as an artist. And that really spoke to me when she said that, and so that's why I chose her.
That's awesome. And what have you learned from her?
What I've learned so far from Kelly is a lot. Probably the most valuable lesson of my whole career, and it's to just allow yourself to go there and allow yourself to feel, and to feel the music, and to feel what it is to be broken in the song, or what it is to feel powerful in the song, and to not always, like, for me, like, I've been a cover singer my whole life. That's what's paid my bills. That's what paid my rent for all these years. And so, when you're doing gigs like that and shows like that, people kind of want to hear your version of Celine or your version of so-and-so. And so I've had to now break out of that and really just do Marissa Corvo through and through, no matter what song it is. So I've learned a lot, and I've put a lot of hours in doing that. And I'm really grateful for her guidance, especially in this one area. It's been totally invaluable to me. And every song that I have brought to the table so far is me putting my spin on it the best I can. And each round, I hope to keep bringing it even more and just getting better at that, because this is the only time that I've ever have had permission to really be me. This is not a gig of, let's see who's the best Celine Dion, or who's the best Cher, or who's the best, Kelly Clarkson or Gwen Stefani. Like, it's not about that. It's about I want to be the best version of me. Like, that's what The Voice is about. I want to sing the best that I've ever sang and do it in the most signature way I know how. And that's why I'm here.
I love that. That's a really good being comfortable in your skin. It's a good lesson for the younger viewers, especially. And you're definitely the best Marissa Corvo that you can be. And I really look forward to seeing you find your voice and build your voice throughout the next season. So, what are you going to do if you win?
If I won The Voice, it would be everything that I've ever imagined, and everything that I've ever worked for, every single no that I've ever gotten, every person that told me I couldn't. It would be that validation that because I kept going, I won. And because I didn't say no, I didn't take the no's, and I just kept going and I kept pressing forward. And I think that if I won The Voice, it would just be the ultimate happy ending to a very, very long story.
That's fantastic to hear. And, we're all hoping that you get that happy ending that you're looking for. We actually have to go to our ending at this point because I'm running out of time right now. But we appreciate talking to you. And that was Team Kelly from The Voice. If you'd like to see any of the other competitions, if you'd like to see any of the other teams, check out below and click on them.